Hi everyone, I just wanted to come back on and do a full version of Gannon Stauch tarot reading after I researched some more and got my thoughts together, went back and saw the video. I realized I could have tied things together more fluidly, but I was getting the messages so quickly that I was just firing them off. So I'm going to do this a little slower and tie in the other two cards that I got. So I want to start here. This is from the Phantoid pack. It's a little bit of a darker tarot card pack. And the card we got for that was the Black Doll. I will read that again. In the words of the old rhyme, what most you fear is coming near. And when I taped this, it was 2 weeks ago. For some reason, I feel like the message was for Letitia, and I hope she did see it. I did find out that Gannon was a Libra. I still don't know what his dad is. I don't know if this King of Swords is representing his dad or a male figure somewhere in his life. Like I did state, this sword has blood at the end. And it's a Knight of Swords. And this is why I thought it was Gannon and his dad, the King of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. The other thing I found out was that Letitia is indeed a Leo, and the Strength card is a Leo woman usually. And I did make that connection with the Eight of Swords on the dad and the Eight of Swords representing Stepmommy Dearest. What I think this is they were fated to come into each other's lives. Unfortunately, Gannon would be the price paid to shake up lots of lives, but I think it's going to turn into a good thing where some sort of legislation or law gets passed because of him. So I think he had a contract before he came here to be picked. As a reward for justice or a leader in some sense. Unfortunately, he had to pay a lot because of this lady's sadistic, gluttonous ways. She did not like him. She thought he was actually dumb, but he challenged her, and he played dumb for her to not feel the wrath of her hate for him, which was only shown when Al was out of town. I think she abused him in many aspects. I unfortunately, my thoughts only, feel that she might have this card and this card. I feel that she might have a male involved that came and picked Gannon up at Petco. And she got money somehow for this transaction. I'm going to read this card. I also believe this man has something to do with trees, a nursery, a farm, tree farm in some way. Something to do with, let me read the card. Exercise careful judgment by deciding how justice is best served in this matter. This means expanding your vision beyond your concerns and seeing how it affects the world around you. If you need to reach an important decision, sit quietly to find the point of balance. And the word that comes with him is arbitrate. It also says, I see things as they truly are and balance justice with mercy. So for some reason, I feel like this man helped in some way. And I did see something about wild ones, like herbal school for, I think it was wild ones. If I'm wrong, I'll put it in the comment section. An herbal school for younger children. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It just came to mind. Excuse me. So, I remember saying, I thought this was Al, and I feel like something happened. Something to do with love, but I don't know if this was Al's love for Letitia, Al's love for Gannon, but there was a challenge here somehow. For some reason, I think Al's love for Letitia has changed because of, now if this Knight of Swords is not Gannon, then it is a young man who walks around as a silent reservoir, and that is someone walking around promiscuously with an STD and just handing it out like candy. We also got the Fool card, which could be about, I'm going to read it two ways. Like I said, it could be something to do with bisexuality or homosexuality. So maybe this person is messing with the stepmom, gave her a disease. This is all allegedly. Al called, started questioning the relationship and saying he wanted to transform it. This also speaks of health. So someone's health was in question here. That's what I believe. And it could have came from an outside source. Or this is Gannon. And I don't know how an STD would tie into that, but I'm going to leave that one alone for now. The other thing I realized, so the Chariot, her supposedly leaving and not returning with him. Here's where I have a question for this. I did watch somebody's page. Hold on, I will find it. And she brought up a possibility that the person getting into the truck wasn't Gannon, and it could have been the stepsister dressed as Gannon. Like I said, it's a possibility. So that's one possibility. But then the other thing is she was determined. What I want to point out here is the horses. Let me just find, because I would like to read it correctly. So I remember it said a black and white horse is about balance. Let me just find it. All right, so a black and white horse is about balance, indecisiveness, and divided loyalties. The black horse symbolizes death-defying or death-seeking, death and rebirth, closing one door and opening another. The white horse is an avatar, a master of knowledge and faith, teacher of spiritual progress, intellectualism, and reason, coming of a spiritual lesson or teacher in your life. If you look at this up close, the white horse looks so sad, like he knows where fate is leading him to. And the black horse looks very determined and also guilty. So unfortunately, we got the death card. And it says a necessary end, starting over, moving beyond ultimate authority. So I don't know who the ultimate authority here is. I guess that would be Letitia, stepmommy dearest, over Gannon. But necessary end and starting over. And we also got the Sun card, which is a fresh start. What I saw with this is, unfortunately, his death will lead to his soul getting a fresh start and hopefully causing some necessary changes. What else did I want to bring out? The other thing I saw here was when she did take him on this journey, he was very innocent. Innocently going, unknowing. I think he knew she was crazy, but what else was he gonna do? He had to fend for himself. I also got the 5 of coins when I asked Gannon where his little precious body was. And the 5 of coins is being left out in the cold, financial hardship. And I know I heard somewhere about she lost her job on Friday. So maybe all of this was because of, maybe this represents her getting chopped from the job, maybe. Or, like I said, it could have something to do with Al. And then she was asking about money for the couch or selling things. I did have actually 2 dreams, but one dream of Gannon. He was sitting on a bed to the left of me. I was in the room. I don't feel like we were in felt more like our souls than the physical form. She walked into the room, she had a lamp, and she said she looked at both of us, she could see us, and she said she needed to turn on a light for Gannon, which I found pretty odd. Now, the other thing I was saying is two things about this card. I don't know where this is, but it seems to me like it's 2 to 3 different states. I would say 2, and then with this other sun, that might be a third. So it could be Colorado to Wyoming to Idaho, something to that effect. Colorado to New Mexico to Utah. I don't know. And the different terrain also tells me that it's probably at least 2 different states with water running through it. So somewhere you could park your car to the edge of the water. I was going to pull a couple more cards to see if we could get anything else. I'm going to use this deck. I have my theory on what happened, but I'm going to kind of keep it to myself. I do believe she went to the Petco. I'll ask about that. What happened when stepmommy Dearest went to the Petco? Gannon, please tell me what happened when at the Petco. Okay, there was a guy there. Interesting. So, what I believe is she left her phone. By the time she got too far, this is my beliefs, she got too far, realized she left her phone, or she left it on purpose. But for some reason, I feel like she forgot it and got too far and had to meet the person at whatever location at a certain time to do a handoff. That's what I believe. So, first card is the gentleman. Interestingly enough, we got the lady. These are the 2 cards to represent a male and a lady in a deck. Excuse me, if Al's out of town, that's obviously nothing to do with him. So she was meeting somebody. She drove to meet somebody, and this could be why she went up to Castle Rock. And for this one, it says, the roads turned to the dark clouds foretells misadventures, but far from the person, the evil consequences may be averted. So this was not far from Gannon. So there were evil consequences. The other question I kind of had is, if he was sick, well, let's ask him. If he was sick, why couldn't she take him to the doctors? Why was she calling about the doctors? So unfortunately, that leads me to believe either he got into somebody's stash, and that could be the reason for the rug. Maybe it spilled all over. That's why she was asking something about an accident. Wasn't an accident. So I think she was covering for somebody who had stash in the house that he accidentally got into. Maybe she called a medicine man to come help. maybe she was going to take him to the doctors and something unfortunately happened on the way there. Gannon, why didn't she take you to the doctors? Why didn't she take you to the doctors? Okay. It's saying the sun near signifies happiness and popularity. Near snakes, mice, and dark side of clouds presages vexation. Yeah, we're going to look up vexation because I ain't trying to be perfect. I'm trying to be right. The state of being annoyed, frustrated, or worried. So she was worried because he did get into, I'm sorry to say it, but I think she either hit him so hard that she ruptured something, or he got into something that an adult should have put away. The scythe presages disappointment, and when near the coffin, early death. So I think he could have possibly come to his graduation in the car, and maybe she had to call somebody to come get him, or she was meeting up with somebody to come get him for that reason, or on one of the sites I saw, I want to ask Gannon. Gannon, what day did you, let's see if he tells me, what day or I could do it another way. Let's see if Gannon, what day did you graduate from the earth? Oof. Tunnel. So I just asked him what day he graduated from the earth. Oh Lord. This is what the tunnel says. I'm going to put it on pause. So it says Monday, sexual disturbance, a swindle, loss of wits, diseases of the blood, angst, false trust, an irrational project, an unpleasant discovery, bad luck, an execution, boredom, and panic. I'm sorry, Gannon. I'm sorry, baby. So Monday. I do want to know. So the other thing I wanted to point out, I remember her coming home with the letter, with some white piece of paper. Was that divorce papers? Was that medical results? was that? Oh, was that the termination letter from the school? Is that why she was running around trying to sell couches and bikes and whatever else she was going to pawn? And who buys somebody a bike? Doesn't that person have to be there to custom fit it? Which was weird. What was that letter about? Stepmommy dearest. The house. I'm going to take that first one. I'll take the one at the bottom. Alright. So it says, love in a house. The house denotes success in all ventures. If present condition is unpleasant, the future will be happy and prosperous. Also predicts marriage. Amour is a sign that someone is looking at you with great love and longing. Kind of doesn't answer my question. Where's that other tab? What was that letter about that she had in her hand when she pulled in the driveway and came home without Gannon? So a thinking man and jealousy. I'm telling you, something happened here. Where Al called and said something about the end of, we have to think about the relationship, go to counseling, we have to do something, something's wrong, something about cheating, maybe an STD, maybe a possible divorce, and that, along with getting fired on Friday, set off her mood to take it out on Gannon. Or Gannon found out about something because he is a male air sign. And the other question is, why is he up at 10:54 on Sunday night? So what happened at 10:54 on Sunday night to cause him to be up to knock over a candle, if that's what really happened? Why was Gannon up at 10:54 on Sunday night? Merriment. So he was, that's gathering laughter, joy. Echolastic. So something sinful, because this came up in reverse. Maybe she was doing something. He caught her. I don't know. I want to see who this guy is. What does this Rehorn guy have to do with it? She could have been jealous of Al's love for Gannon. Felt she was in competition with him. Or she could have been upset about Al possibly trying to get rid of her and then spitefully did something, evil thing, to hurt the poor Gannon. Let's see who this hazelnut tree guy is and what he has to do with this. Why is there money and death attached to him? That's a sacrifice. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, Page of Pentacles, and this deck to me is a sacrifice. We also got the Seven of Swords. Someone deceptive, violent. Cunning. Trickster. Trickery. And the Nine of Cups. As you can see, it's a couple. That's kind of creepy. With in a forest with a mound. So this guy, I don't know, but he might want to check in with somebody that has a farmery, a nursery, medicine man. I guess we can ask why she's getting, why there's fortune attached to this. Why is there money attached to this? I'm gonna ask Chewy. I'm gonna answer this one first. Why is there money attached to what happened to you, Gannon? The Fool. I just wanted to see what would come out. So again, it's either Gannon's innocence. She took advantage of Gannon's innocence to lead him to death, or there is a bisexual, homosexual, predator, pedophile involved here somehow. Let's get one more card for that. Maybe two. The Hierophant. Okay. It's it's saying it over and over again. She was messing with somebody who, the Hierophant can be seen as a spiritual teacher. Again, some sort of spiritual medicine man who could have a knack, could be homosexual, bisexual, heterosexual, who knows. And there she is again. In the Strength card, Leo, the long brown hair is usually a representation of a Leo woman. And she was trying to tame something. I'll get one more card. I want to know about this. Tell me if you can, Gannon, where your body is right now. Give me some clarification on this, please. Waxen crescent. Divination. I want to see when the waxing crescent is this month. Which first? Which first? I don't know.